right, CGA Sports back in here. We got the NFL Week 10 preview. Let the tanking begin. We don't have a lot of great energetic matchups for this week in NFL, but we got the matchups nonetheless, and we're going to get through these matchups with our predictions. We're definitely over 50% in our predictions this year, and we're probably somewhere around 65-70% in many of these weeks, even though we get some wrong. And we could probably condense these shows down for the next couple of weeks until we get into the latter part of the season, which are going to be your interdivision battles, your playoff races, and your positioning for the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed, which may get you a bye. Going in to the playoffs in the building, man. Hey, we got some interesting developments coming up here. Quarterbacks falling off, quarterbacks being given up on, quarterbacks getting injured, quarterbacks returning from injury, and so forth and so on. So let's get into the show. Nonetheless, hit the like button, and if you're watching on the replay, do what you need to do here. Let's preview some of these games. We got more games in Europe, specifically in Germany, and we got Colts and Patriots, 2 teams going absolutely nowhere. But the Patriots are a sinking ship. Bill Belichick probably going to be out of a job here at the New England Patriots. But he may appear elsewhere since he's Bill Belichick. By the way, there is a video of him doing the walk of shame somewhere out in Worcestershire, Massachusetts. I don't know where it is. So Bill Belichick getting them cheap slapped for sure. But that's another story. Anyway, Colts should win this game. And let me give you the odds coming up here in Germany. Got to take the long trip. Colts favored by 2. Over under 43. You know, the Patriots are going to do anything. All right. The Patriots probably ain't going to score much. So you might be looking at an under right here. By the way, I might be bringing on one of our best sports handicappers may become a part of our show. All right, here, and we're considering how to format that. One of the Las Vegas's best handicappers, internationally known. He's known. He appears on TV and radio. I may make him a part of my show just to create a little bit of energy, give you some insight. And if you want to make a couple of dollars risking, we may have him out here so you can get some money. All right. Listen.
I got money.
If you don't want to bet, you don't want to bet. All right. Don't get involved in it. All right. That's the Colts and the Patriots. I got Colts here. And yes, we're going to condense these shows. We're speeding through these because not a lot of talked about here. Just because, look, one of the most boring games took place on Thursday night football is pretty bad anyway. Normally, you don't get very exciting matchups. You normally get alternative uniforms at best. Many of these matchups are giving teams that normally don't get prime time favor a little bit of prime time. And we had a snoozer here where the Chicago Bears, if they won, actually did themselves a better favor of getting a favorable draft position, which Justin Fields' era seems to be over. Justin Fields will be back in 10 days from that Thursday night game. But again, the quarterbacks are doing pretty decent over in there. Tyson Bagent, whatever his name is. His pops is definitely got the more energy of the family. Carolina Panthers are rough to watch. Absolutely rough. So the Chicago Bears got an easy win. If you hit the under, you hit it. And I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even think the Bears even covered this one. I think they were 3.5 points favorites. This is just all right. I mean, this is just a trash game to begin with. I caught the end of it after my live stream, but yeah, boring football. But that's what we're getting into. We're in boring football until Thanksgiving. All right. Speaking of, all right, we got a classic battle. The former Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, are facing the Cleveland Browns. And I got the Ravens running all over them. The Ravens are turning hot. I know everybody wants to make them a Super Bowl favorite. I still don't see it yet, but I think the Ravens are going to make a good run here in the playoffs. They're going to beat the Cleveland Browns, if you will. And let's take a look at the favorite here. Almost favored by a touchdown, 6.5 points. Over and under 37.5. And then if you talk about the Cleveland Browns, they just don't have the offense. Where's Deshaun Watson? All right, you got PJ Walker over there taking over the franchise. Well, Deshaun Watson collects checks. Yes, this is the Art Modell Bowl. Here we go right here. So we got a better one of these teams are going to get a short week this week. We got the Ravens probably going to be playing here, I think, on Thursday night. So you got to pay attention to that. And the Ravens favored by 6.5. The problem is Cleveland doesn't score a lot of points. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. You just don't know what they expect. The defense is hot, but can they stop Lamar Jackson? I got Ravens, and I got them covering, but I don't know about that over and under. All right, what do we got here? We got the Green Bay Packers in the building facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another snooze fest. I mean, I bet you the over and under here is very low. Yep, 38.5. All right. All right, 38.5 point over under here. This one, touchdowns are going to be at a premium here. Both of these quarterbacks are kind of struggling in the early years. Hopefully one or both of them will get it going. Jordan Love is a nice guy, but is he a elite quarterback? He's following Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. He's got some work to do, and I don't think he's ready yet. Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the luckiest teams in the NFL right now, 5-3, and they are not that good. They're not that good. And so you got a pretty interesting matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers drawing another easy win. And I think they'll go over here on the Green Bay Packers. In fact, they are favored at home by 3 points with 38.5 points right here. Defense is winning games, man. I'm telling you, if you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers record here, 5-3 they're absolutely lucky to be in that position. I mean, you did get a win over the Ravens, but look, some of these wins have been sus, and even their losses, you know what I mean? It's just been absolutely just a interesting season for the Ravens. I'm sorry, the Steelers. And they get another cakewalk here. But it'll get interesting when it gets down to the division games. They'll start losing. All right, they'll start losing them back to reality. And they're not a division contender at all. Let's get to this game right here. The San Francisco Treat. Moonwalking backwards out of the playoffs. They got a tough game right now. Boy, the San Francisco, at one point during this season, I had San Francisco going 15-1 or 16-1. Boy, how things turn. Brock Purdy's. He is who we thought he was, and they're going to lose this week too. They start off 5-0. They're going to be 5-4. They're losing this game. All right, they're going to lose this game. All right, so where are the 49ers going? They're going backwards. And the 49ers are favored in this game, but I don't give a damn. I bet against the Jags all year. I'm not going to start today. I got the Jags getting that win. All right, getting that win at home. And I might think they're going to blow them out. All right, you heard it here first. I think they're going to blow them out. It's not going to be close, even though 49ers are favored. Jacksonville +3 looks like good money. All right, either way. And 44.5 point is the over under here. And San Francisco's not ready. If the San Francisco 49ers loses this game, all right, and they most likely will, you're going to have a riot out in San Francisco. Them fans, man, them phony fans in San Francisco, you know them. You know those 49er fans. They're going to be on self-deletion watch. All right. Yes, they're going to be on self-deletion watch right there, man, if they lose that game. I think that would make it 4 in a row, in which they were just scheduled to go 16-1. I mean, that's how dominant. That's how far. Actually, no, they beat the Cardinals. So wait. Let me get it right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's 3 in a row. Yeah, that would be 4 in a row. I was right. All right, that would be 4 in a row if they lose this week. And they're going to be on self-deletion watch. And playoffs are looking damn near impossible. If the 49ers win, that could turn around their season here. But let me take a look at the 49ers schedule one more time. After the Jags, they have the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, the Eagles, back to the Seahawks. And it doesn't get easier for the 49ers, man. They might be looking at out of the playoffs. No playoffs for the Niners. That is one of the most incredible turnarounds and collapses I've ever seen, especially but they're talking about Super Bowl. All right, next game right here, Saints and the Vikings. Oh, man, I don't even know what to expect from this game. This is a tough call right here. It's a tough call. Both teams 5-4. Vikings, how about that Joshua Dobbs coming in, no practice, no plays, no pre-week snaps, nothing, coming right off the airplane. He had a blessing in disguise leaving Arizona because that's a dumpster fire. And Dobbs comes in and wins his first game. Can he keep this up? Can he keep this up? Is this a realistic expectation? We don't know what team we got. We got Jefferson possibly coming back in the next couple of weeks. Vikings favored. New Orleans favored 3. Vikings. This is interesting. This will be a tough one, man. I don't know if I'm putting money on this game, especially the shaky-ass Saints. I mean, these guys are super shaky. All right, they're super shaky. You don't know who the hell they're going to be. And if you know anything about Derek Carr, he's a little bit hard to watch. He's hard to watch. He makes me nervous watching him, especially if I got money or he's wearing my favorite team's uniform. I like the guy. He's decent, but he's shaky, and he cannot be depended on. The only thing you might depend on is if he's down, he might make a comeback. He might throw an interception. I mean, Vikings +3. People are saying take the points. They should be able to be in good shape here. All right, at least keeping it close. I don't see a blowout here unless the Vikings of last week were just fool's gold, as we would call it there. Yeah, he's up and down. You don't know what to expect from him. That's why you can't depend on him. How about those Texans? They're going to lose again here. C.J. Stroud might throw for 500 yards for a loss. It could be possible. 500-yard performance by C.J. Stroud. Pretty much the rookie of the year at this point. But the Bengals are hot. I said they were going to be hot. I know the Bengal fans out here, they're mad at me. I don't know why you're mad at me. I said the Bengals I said they were playoffs. I said at the beginning of the season they were playoffs. I said if they rested their quarterback, Burrow, they'll go to the playoffs. All right, so I still got them in the playoffs. All right, but he had a rough start. He's getting married. He's got his wife or his fiance distracting the hell out of him about doilies and wedding photographers and wedding plans. He probably don't want nothing to do with that. He injured his calf. He's back. Joe Burrow's back. Bengals, are they favored in this game? They are favored by almost a touchdown, 6.5-point favorite. They're going to, guys, it's going to light it up. This might light up the scoreboard. I believe this might light up the scoreboard. Like, this one's going to be points like crazy. Over and under 47. They might have that at halftime. Right? They might have it at halftime. Yeah. Shout out to Organized Truth. He says, shout out to the coach game. Why do you think Dion demoted his OC? I find it odd since the offense is Colorado's strength. Is this common coach infighting? It could be, Dion probably is panicky a little bit because knows he's not going to be bowl eligible. So he might be looking at maybe a scapegoat. The offense runs through his son, so he probably takes a little more. He probably looks at it a little more as what he wants his son to do, what he wants his son to look like, how many times they're going to run the ball versus pass. And their offense, even though they do well, their offensive line is spotty. So there could be some stuff there. Dion's just looking for a solution right now. I think in his heart of heart, he's looking to make a bowl, and that would be a big win for a turnaround story. But they're pretty much looking like they're not going to make a bowl. All right. They lost about 2 games they should have won. So he's probably looking at pointing the finger at somebody other than himself. Potentially, I'm just looking at it. All right. Anyway, it is what it is. All right. What do we got here? Somebody said, why you call Joe Burrow that? This is a family show over here, so I got to be careful. It's a family show. All right. Yeah. I think Schroeder, did he get sacked 8 times in the previous game? That might be a reason why. And I think he throws the ball way more than they run it. So there could be some stuff there. I don't know if it's infighting. I think Dion is definitely going, I'm in control here. All right. I'm in control. And he has to be in control right now. All right. The next game. This is going to be an awful game. right, I don't even know, man. Anybody watching this game? All right, there will be no highlights in this game. Tampa Bay, Tennessee, two teams going nowhere. Will Levis, though, shout out to Will Levis. Will Levis, is he starting this week? Somebody actually heard he might not be starting this week. All right, touchdown, Will. The Dookie Bowl. This game's going to be trash. Is Will running? All right, I mean, is he starting? I mean, if he's starting, it's going to be a throttling by the Titans. Titans should win this game. But I don't even know what's going on in this game. And who cares about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They're not going to do anything. All right, who cares about the Titans? But if Will Levis is playing this game, they're going to blow Tampa Bay off the door. They're going to blow them out the box. They got nothing going on over there in Tampa. All right. So anyway, yeah. This is not a good one. This is not a good game. And Tennessee's favored by 1.5. I'm sorry, I take that back. Tampa, well, according to my numbers, favored by 1.5, over and under 39 right here. He should be starting. He's going to go through some growing pains, but that game is a snoozer. All right, 10 a.m. start on the West Coast. Yeah, I won't be paying attention. All right, we do have a game of the week. I'm going to save that in a minute here. We got the Atlanta Dirty Bird Falcons going nowhere. They are who we thought they were. 4-5. Didn't they start off 4-1, if I'm not mistaken? I think they started off hot. All right, everybody in Atlanta, them fair weather fans in Atlanta, thought they was about to have a good football team. All right, but listen, this game, if they lose this game, man, cancel their season. If they lose this game, listen, Arizona is literally not trying to win. You do have Kyler Murray coming back. All right, potentially. I don't know if he's officially starting yet, but I believe he's going to make his debut after about a year on the shelf. But the Cardinals aren't trying to win. All right, they're not trying to win. So they're trying to stay down low enough to even compete, maybe to get that Caleb Williams guy, which he'd be wonderful. He'd be wonderful in Arizona. The worst thing that can happen to Caleb is he goes to the Giants. All right, so he's not New York ready. All right, my man's crying in the stands. I don't think he's ready for New York, and I don't think New York's ready for fingernail polish on their quarterback. You know what I mean? Maybe Joe Namath, a little bit of clear nail polish after a manicure. All right, but we're not ready for fingernail polish in New York. All right, you're going to get ran out of there. All right, but this means that the Arizona Cardinals, they got to lose here. And the Cardinals are pretty much probably going to lose every game going forward. More than likely. Atlanta favored by 2. If Kyler Murray's in the game, scoreboard should light up. Atlanta better get going. And that damn Heineke better play his heart out. If Atlanta loses this game, if Atlanta loses this game, they got to be considered the worst team in the NFL. I know you're going to think that some other teams are. All right, you're going to think that's some other, but come on, guys. This is no bueno. Another snoozer. Danny DeVito. Timmy DeVito is the quarterback. He's starting this game. New York. The New York Giants. Hey, man, what is the numbers on this game? Dallas favored by 17 points. Over and under 38. How in the world are those two things possible? How do you have those two things possible? How do you have a favored by 17, but you got under 38? I mean, you would figure, at least give me 50 points. They don't think the Giants are going to score. This is literally going to be a blowout. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, the Giants can't move the ball. I saw them in person. I saw them on TV. They're a bad football team. Saquon Barkley, they're wasting his talent. He's the new Barry Sanders. They're wasting him over in New York. I wish they would trade that guy at least to a contender. This is a travesty. And they don't want to pay him his money. So they are terrible. The guy DeVito, the first time I saw him, they wouldn't even let him slang the ball past a yard. Then I saw him live, and now they got him rolling out. They got him doing play action pass. They got him acting like he's going to throw it, and then he just ends up scampering for a couple yards. He's not really going to throw the ball, and then when he does throw it, half the time it's intercepted. How did he even get a job? How do you even get a job? I think I could do better. Listen, I think I can do better right now than that DeVito guy right now in New York. This is going to be terrible. Dallas favored by 17 at the moment, under over 38 points. I don't know if I take it at under. Dallas might score 45 on them. They might throw 45 on this guy. I mean, they still might win by 17, but I don't see them not whipping them by I just don't see them scoring under 38 points. Their defense is not that good. Yeah, this is the one instance I would say Kaepernick deserves a chance. All right, let's get Kaepernick out there. I'm not a big fan of Kaepernick at all. All right, but I want Kaepernick to at least, I mean, there's no excuse not to put him out there other than he sued the league. Yeah. DeVito. I mean, who does DeVito know? He must know somebody. All right, the Washington Bowl here. The Washington Bowl. All right, we got the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, I think, took a loss last week. Didn't they lose last week? They shouldn't have. The Commanders are going nowhere. They're pretty much a dumpster fire. They got new ownership. They don't know if they want to be the Redskins or the Commanders. They really are directionless. Their quarterback, as I told you, probably wasn't going to do anything long-term. People were hyped up on him. They don't know what to do with him. Potentially might be looking at a coaching change at the end of the season. Seattle's still a playoff contender. So I think they're playing at home. 12th man will be loud and proud. They will be flying the 12th man flag. They will be pulsing the dub. Take the Seahawks, and they're favored by 6. And it's going to be crazy. All right, here we go right here. Yeah, can't believe they traded Young. Yeah, they traded Chase Young. I mean, they're not trying to do nothing. They're essentially saying this is a wrap. We're going to trade many of our frontline defenders, defensive ends. I mean, and then they got a 3rd round pick back as an exchange for Chase Young. He's a stud. All right, but hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do. You got to dump the money. This is a fire sale at this point. I don't think the Redskins are ready to contend going into the end of the season. They take the L here by the Seahawks. All right, the Seahawks. Yep, all the Washington fans you guys are mad right now. I didn't think we were rebuilding. Yes, you're rebuilding. All right, Jets, Raiders. Let's talk about it right here. Hey, wait, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Jets, Raiders. I know it was a crazy weekend for the Las Vegas Raiders. And let me just tell you, lighting up cigars, getting rid of Josh McDaniels. He was the worst coach in the history of the Raiders, and that's saying a lot. We've had some horrible coaches. We had Joe Bugle, I believe. We freaking had Norv Turner, I believe. I mean, we've had Art Shell twice. He wasn't bad in his first stint. He was horrible in his second stint. We've had some terrible coaches. We've had some legendary coaches. Josh McDaniel is the worst coach ever in the Raiders history. That guy is terrible. And we get a win against Danny DeVito's New York Giants. And we're back at home Sunday night. I'll be at the game. New York Jets coming into town after not getting in the end zone, or did they? I think they got in the end zone late, or maybe they did get stopped. All right, the Jets offense is atrocious. I know you think the Raiders defense is bad, but the Jets offense is worse. They're going nowhere. Raiders with an ugly win coming up after scoring 30 points, the highest point total they've had in a year and a half. Raiders, man, just show up. Play with some pride. They're energized under Antonio Pierce. They're ready to go. They're ready to make a turnaround here to get the 500. And I just can't see the Jets winning. I just cannot see the Jets winning this game, but it's possible. It's the Raiders. How are they going to win the game? Here's my question. How do they win this game? The defense is good. The Jets defense is good, and they're good enough to just frustrate the Vegas offense, which should not be frustrated. You got Hunter Renfrow. You got Devontae Adams. You got the new quarterback, AOC. He's decent. He's solid. He'll be okay. The Jets defense is going to frustrate him, confuse him. You have Jacoby Meyer, who's pretty much our top receiver right now because Devontae just getting torn up. I can't see the Jets winning this game because they have to score. How are they going to get points on the board? How are they going to get points? I mean, it's the Raiders defense. They can score a touchdown here. I'll be disappointed. Yeah, they got Josh Jacobs. They got too many offensive weapons to be looking like a damn Pop Warner team out here. They got Josh Jacobs. I mean, their team is legit. And if they didn't have Josh McDaniels, we still have Darren Waller. We'll still have Darren Waller. How do the Jets win? Wait. KT King says it'll end in a tie. Well, yeah. I mean, this could be an overtime game. This could be an overtime game, which will be sad. But I'm telling you, we put 30 up on the Giants D, which is solid. We can put 20, 30 points up. Guys, if the Raiders get 14, 21, 17 points, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I just don't see the Jets have, dude, Zach Wilson is not that guy. And it's not only his fault, but I just don't see the Jets winning this game. I just don't see it. But it's the Raiders, though. Yeah, Antonio Pierce got them ready to go. They smoking cigarettes. Your boy, Max Crosby, saying the N-word anywhere he can. All right. All right, anyway. All right, so I got Raiders with the win here. Let's take a look at what Vegas says. Jets favored by a point. Jesus. Over and under 36.5. I think they don't hit the over. I don't think they hit the over in this game. 36.5. This is just what I think. All right, let's go with the game of the week. This should be the game of the week. We got the Los Angeles San Diego Superchargers going against the Detroit Lions. This should be the game of the week. All right, this should be the best game of the week. I got my eyes on this game here. All right, Detroit going to Los Angeles. This is a road game for the Chargers, despite the fact that it's being in Los Angeles. Detroit is hot. Detroit is hot. They had a little bit of stumble. They got it together. The Chargers, well, they're the Chargers. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, they're just so up and down. You can't really put a pulse on the Chargers. They haven't been winning very easily. And the Lions are a favorite on the road. I got the Detroit Lions coming in there and roasting the San Diego Superchargers. Now here, they're going to light up the scoreboard in this game. Neither one of these teams' defenses are the staple of the franchise, even though you would think Bosa, Khalil Mack on the other side there, Asante Samuels. You got some good defenders with the Chargers, but they're the Chargers. They're the Chargers. They're going to find a way to lose this game. In fact, here's my prediction. They'll be up 17 points, and they're going to lose this game. They'll be up 17 and lose this game. They're going to choke. They're going to choke this one out. They're going to choke this one out. This is how they're going to do it. It's going to be spectacular. You're going to be like, Justin Herbert's that guy, MVP, and then they're going to choke it. All right, this is just what I think right here. Detroit got more heart than the tippy-toe Chargers. The tippy-toe Chargers. KT King is beside himself. Yep, and it's still going to be more Lions fans at the game, which is going to be nuts. I mean, how is it possible that you have more Lions fans than Chargers fans? Chargers fans play road game all season long. They have no home field advantage at all, which is not saying much. The Raiders don't either, unless we're playing in Los Angeles, because we run LA. And yes, you can also assume that the Chargers coach is going to make another dumb decision. Besides Josh McDaniels, it's the Chargers coach. These guys can't put it together. All right. They can't put it together. They can't figure it out, the Chargers and their coaching staff. They had the one guy, I thought Anthony something, the black guy. He always looked confused on the sideline. What's up with the Chargers? Can they get one good coach? They need to bring out Marty Schottenheimer. Where's Marty Schottenheimer? They need Marty Schottenheimer back. They can't get a good coach over here. Was it not him? Was it Marty Schottenheimer? I think that was the guy. All right, what's the line here? Detroit favored on the road in by 3 points. I think they'll cover. All right, Monday night should be an interesting game. The Let's Ride Broncos. This should be a good one, man. This is going to be tough to call. Denver coming off a big win. Somebody said Marty Schottenheimer dead. Oh, okay. Yeah. Chargers coach is equivalent to Pookie's in the community, wasting talent and opportunity. Chargers coaches are known for that. Where's Eric Coryell at? All right, what do we got here? We got the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Man, if this game was in Denver, I would give Denver the nod. Now, they beat Kansas City, which was a good win. I mean, they actually held them to 9 points. Patrick Mahomes was sick, and I believe the game was in Denver, if I'm not mistaken. And then you do have the Buffalo Bills just backsliding. I mean, 5-4, that is definitely not where they saw they would be. And they need a win. They're in desperation mode. They need a dub. This is going to be a Monday night game. Buffalo favored to thrash the Broncos, and I think they will. If Buffalo doesn't put it together right now, you can just write them off. You can write them off right now as a playoff contender at 5-5 in the AFC East. That ain't going to cut it. Miami will run away with it. But I got Denver here losing this game. I just say, let's chalk up their Kansas City win as it was lucky. Let's just say it was lucky. They got lucky and they caught Kansas City slipping. But I don't think they catch Buffalo slipping. But let's see what your boy does here. I'm curious to see what they're going to do, Denver. What Russell Wilson's going to do, because if he wins here, he saves his job. If he loses here, he's the same old Russ. He just got lucky against Kansas City. I got Buffalo with the dub here. All right, taking a quick look at the standings. Let me see what we got here. I need to stop sharing the screen and then come over here and then pop this up right here. Let's see what we got here. Where are my standings at? Okay, I'm on the wrong screen. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. These games do mean something, even though they're not division rival games, but the last 4 weeks of the season are normally your inter-division contests. So we do have about 3 more weeks of these games, kind of, not rivalry games, if you will. Dolphins, they're kind of struggling right now, but they should put it together and win this division, especially if Buffalo doesn't win this week. Look at the Raiders and Chargers here. The Raiders are a half a game behind Chargers, but if it goes the way we say, Raiders will be back in second place here. And if Kansas City doesn't put it together, maybe one of these teams makes a run at the title there in the AFC West. I don't think so. AFC North Division, Ravens taking command. The rest of the teams, I don't know. Bengals will make a surge. That's what we got. Yeah. Yep. Ravens, Bengals next week, by the way. Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So Bengals win, Ravens win. That'll be a 2-game difference. And then you have Bengals potentially can beat the Ravens to close it into 1 right there. Yeah, how the Steelers 5-3. Luckiest team in the NFL, Steelers. All right, because they ain't even making noise. Luckiest team in the league. And then the AFC South, the Jaguars should pretty much win this division. And if they beat the 49ers, they're in prime driver's seat. But if they don't, watch out for the Texans coming back. All right, potentially the Titans too with Will Levis. It's crazy. All right, what are we doing in the NFC? We have the Eagles running away with it. Do they even lose here? Oh, they got their nutty November coming up. They got a tough schedule coming up. Cowboys looking to make a surge so they can get booted in the first round as per normal. Yep. Giants are done. Redskins they're doing the fire sale. All right, 49ers moonwalking backwards. They might drop into second place after this week. And the Rams and the Cardinals are just not even a no-show at this point. Seahawks potentially winning the NFC West. Who would have thunk? I had San Francisco winning the whole damn thing. And it ain't going to happen. All right, they don't look like they're ready to go. NFC North. The Lions are the class, but look at those Vikings. Another one. The Vikings are similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Vikings are similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're just hanging around. And the Vikings were as good as dead a few weeks ago. before Kirk Cousins got hurt, before they got hurt, but Joshua Dobbs saved their season. Packers and Bears, goodbye. You got the South. The Saints are where we thought they would be. And I told you the New Orleans Saints will win the division. It was looking a little bit suspect, and it's going to be ugly. They might get to barely 10 wins to win this division. They'll go 10-8. Is it 10-8 or 10-7? I think it's 10-7. They'll barely win this division, but the other teams are no contest in the NFC South. All Derek Carr has to do is not beat Derek Carr. Okay. And then I'm going to tell you, man, people laughed at me about the Saints, but the Saints are in prime position in the NFC. They're in the prime position because all they'll have to do is they'll get a wild card, back it in. They'll get a home game wild card. They'll knock the Cowboys out, right? Somebody says Cowboys going to lose to the Saints as the division winner. We'll get a home game. Chad is on it. City boy Chad. The Saints will get a home game, division winner. Cowboys will go to the Saints. Cowboys first round knockout per usual. Saints to the divisional playoff round. And if they get any favorable matchup, Seahawks, Lions, all right, Lions, they'll knock out. All right, none of these teams got it. All they have to do is avoid the Eagles. That's all they have to do. Avoid the Eagles to the NFC Championship. You mark my words, and I actually predicted this. Saints to the NFC Championship. All right, so watch out. Watch out. Watch out. All right, it could happen that way. Also, the Chargers could win the Super Bowl too. That ain't going to happen. Chargers never winning the Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls the Chargers got? None. Zero. All right. How many teams in the NFL got 0 Super Bowls? Chargers are one of them. Anyway, look, we got a great weekend, sports weekend here. We're condensing these shows here until we get into playoffs. And good luck with your bets. If you're betting, bet responsibly. Know when to say when. Do not chase your bets, meaning that if you start taking L's, then you just start just packing it in. But we do have college football coming up. We got Georgia remaining on top. They'll beat Ole Miss, although I like Ole Miss. They'll beat them. No hotty-toddy. They will be Bulldogs rolling. Man, expect more uploads on this channel. All right. I'm getting back into channel mode here. It's getting fall. I got to get to work here. I got some ideas. I do have a handicapper that's going to join us maybe routinely in this show. Look, set your limits. Don't chase your bets. Bet responsibly. Enjoy the games. Don't get drunk. Wear your jimmies and all of that stuff. And carry your bail money with you. We out of here, brothers. I appreciate y'all. And take me out with my theme music, as Deion Sanders says. Peace.